based on Bernoulli's equation, right? So now we are going to solve further questions based on Bernoulli equation. Okay, so let me give you some questions based on that. So it's a tank. This area is small a. This area is capital A. This height is h. Okay. Liquid is rho. And the question says find this whole thing is filled. This is capital A. So question says find time taken. Find time taken for entire liquid to come out of vessel. Come out of vessel. So the basic question is that how much time it will take for entire liquid to come out of vessel. Please find. Why meeting time is showing as 2 p.m. Hmm? Now it is showing correctly. Okay, everyone, enough time given. Give me the answer. So in the last class, if you remember, I told you that if the height of liquid is, let's say, small h, then the velocity of liquid coming out, V out, was under the root of 2gh. Okay. If height of liquid at any moment is small h, then velocity of liquid coming out is under root 2gh. Correct? Let me write this in words also. If height of liquid in vessel is h, then speed of liquid coming out, speed of liquid, speed of liquid coming out from orifice, just a second, coming out from orifice is V is equal to under root of 2gh. Okay. If it is not orifice, if we are not considering the hole as small, then what will be the case? We have also talked about that yesterday. If hole is not very small, then V is equal to under the root of 2gh upon 1 minus small a square upon capital A square. I hope you remember these two questions. Okay, we solved these two and we are using that data directly. Okay, now listen very carefully what I am saying. V is velocity of liquid which is coming out of the vessel. All right. So if I apply, this is VA. So continuity equation. Applying continuity equation between, let me call this as point B, between point capital A and B. Okay. So capital A into VA, capital A into VA is equal to small a into VB, and that is V out actually, right? Okay. So capital A into, I am not putting value of VA right now. Okay. And that is equal to small a into V out. V out is under the root of under the root of 2GH upon under the root of a square minus a square upon a square. Okay. Now, good morning. Yes, I got to know that you were lost. You were not finding the meeting. Very nice. Yes, very nice. Well played. Okay. So, how much is VA? Listen very carefully. VA is nothing but dH upon dt with a minus sign. VA is minus of dH upon dt. This is the most crucial step in this question. This is the most crucial step in the question. Why? Listen, try to understand what is the significance of dH by dt. dH by dt is the rate of change of height. dH by dt is, I am writing it in words also. dH by dt with minus sign. Why minus sign? I'll explain that separately. But dH by dt is rate of change of height of liquid, rate of change of height of liquid in vessel, right? Okay. Now you tell me, if you have opening the tap, if you have opening the tap, or if you have opened the tap basically, then can this height increase? No. Height will only decrease. So I should replace the word change by fall. I should replace the word change by fall. Correct? So rate of fall of height of liquid in vessel, and because of this fall we have used minus sign. We have used minus sign, right? Because it is falling, height of liquid in vessel is falling. That's why minus of dH by dt is the velocity of point A, right? Okay. If you have understood this much, then the question is now almost over. Now the question is almost over. Okay. Let us see further. So A with minus outside into dH upon small a, I have taken small a here. Okay, is equal to capital A, from a square it goes up, into root of 2g upon a square minus a square. Okay, root of h I am taking here, and dt I am taking here. Everyone, please check whether you are okay with this or not. AA got cancelled. AA got cancelled. Okay. Now, how this H is changing? So earlier this H was capital H when the tap was opened. When the tap was opened, and where is tap? At point B. At point B. So initially the height of liquid in vessel was capital H, and finally it became 0, right? So what you can do, integration, this minus a can remain here, dh upon root h, and limit is from capital H to 0. Limit is from capital H to 0 is equal to, this whole thing is constant, 2g upon a square minus a square, integration dt, and time taken will be from 0 to t. Time taken will be from 0 to t. Any doubt, any question in this, anyone? Good. Good. So let us solve it further. So minus 1 upon a. Now dh upon root h can be written as minus h to the power half dh. So integration of minus h to the power half. Let me write it as once also. H to the power minus half dh, and integration of that. Okay. Is equal to root of 2g upon a square minus a square. Integration dt will be t. Integration dt will be t, and the limit here is from h to 0. Let it be. So now this becomes very easy. So minus 1 upon a, and this will be h to the power half upon half. Upon half means 2. Upon half means 2. Okay. I have written it directly. I have written it directly. And limit is from 0 to, no, h to 0. H to 0. Because initial height was h and final height became 0, is equal to root of 2g upon a square minus a square into t, and I am now finally writing the answer. So t will be, listen carefully, under the root of a square minus a square, okay, upon small a square into 2 into, and this will be root of h, because minus root of 0 will be 0. So I guess this will be the answer. Into 2g also is there, into 2g. So 1 upon root 2g. This is the answer. Okay. So let us see how many of you. Please note, everyone. Please note. I want all of you to solve this question once again. Aditya is saying, sir, how did you get root of 1 upon a square? Root of 1 upon a square? Where is that? Because see, that 1 upon a was there. If you take it inside the root, it will be a square. If you see, there is something kept below 2, 2 upon a. So that 1 upon a you have taken inside the root. That's why it has become root a square. 1 upon a is equal to 1 upon root a square. Okay. Noted, everyone. Yes, Gurav. Are you still in the right meeting or have you lost? Yes. Are you in the meeting or already lost once again? See, no response. Are you listening? Yes. Noted, everyone? Okay. I'm giving you a question based on the same question. Okay. You have to use your intelligence a little bit to reach up to the final answer. IPQ. IPQ means in the previous question. Find time taken by the liquid. Find time taken by the liquid in vessel to fall from height height h1 to h2. So basically the question is saying that initially the height of liquid in vessel was h1 and in how much time it will become h2. You need to give answer to this question. Please solve and give me the answer. I am telling you question is easy. You can easily get the answer. Yes, she's saying, sir, the V out part was calculated based on height of tank, not the area of orifice. We solved using two methods, yes, in last class. In one method, the size of tank was large, okay, and when size of tank was large, V out was under root of 2gh, correct. In second case, the height of liquid was given and the area part, because the most crucial part was area, the area of both the places of tank was given. At above point it was capital A and below point it was small a. Okay, so as area was given, we need to take that into account. We need to take that into account. Okay, have you got answer to your question? Yes. Okay. Yes, Gaurav has not yet answered. I think he went back to sleep. Please give me the answer. You should not take this much time, honestly speaking. You should not have taken this much time. Smart people smart people will focus on just one step and get the answer. Everyone, please pay attention. Please pay attention. And that one step is basically here. If you slightly change the limits, earlier your limits were going from h to 0. Earlier in last question, your limits were going from h to 0. In this question, your limit should go from h1 to h2. That's it. That's it. Finished. Okay. So time will be, listen carefully. I'm solving. Huh? Solution minus 2 upon a, and let me change from that question. I have written that. Some of you might get confused. Yeah. So now minus 2 upon a, and this is h to the power half. Limit is from h1 to h2. Limit is from h1 to h2 is equal to root of 2g upon a square minus a square into t. Okay. So when you are going to put the limits, it will be minus 2 upon a. Okay. Upper limit will be root of h2 minus lower limit will be root of h1 is equal to root of 2g upon a square minus a square into t. Good morning, yes, Gurav, once again. I called you 8-10 times and now you are coming up with this. Very well. So that gives us t is equal to, under the root of a square minus a square upon a square. Okay. Into root of 2 times upon g, and in the bracket root of h1 minus root of h2. I think this is the answer. So root of 2 times root of this a square minus a square upon root of h1 minus root of h2. Okay. Are you guys getting the same answer? Are you also getting the same answer? Okay, Aditya is getting the same answer. Good, Aditya. You were the first one to get the answer. Very good. Yash is saying, sir, my network is very, very, very slow, sir. Okay, Yash. Okay. I tried, but it is saying something like Yogendra sir has been pinned or something. I tried everything. Very nice, yes, very nice. Okay, everyone, please pay attention. Please pay attention. Have you noted this? Hmm. Next question. This is a tube, or you can say large tank basically. And this is filled up to height capital H. And then there is a small hole. So pay attention, everyone. This is rho. Okay. Question says liquid is filled. Liquid is filled in a large tank up to height capital H. Up to height capital H. If there is a small hole at height H above the bottom, find. And what you need to find, pay attention. Basically, the liquid will come out and it will go somewhere like this. So this range you need to find. Find range R of liquid. Find range R of liquid. Give me the answer. Give me the answer, Hiram. Aditya is saying u1 square minus 2gh. No, no, no. Pay attention, everyone. Pay attention. See how much below to the top point this is. So this depth is h minus h. This depth is h minus h, right? So using that, what we can say that velocity of liquid coming out, V out will be under the root of 2g h minus h, because that is the depth of hole below, right? So this will be 2g h minus h, right? Now the next thing, how much time it will take? So let us talk one by one. So velocity of liquid coming out of orifice, coming out of orifice or small hole. So that V is equal to under the root of 2G H minus H. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 1. Okay. Now how much time it will take to reach the bottom from coming out? So time taken by liquid to reach the ground. So can you observe that it is horizontal projection sort of situation? Yes, it is. So T will be under root of 2H upon G. Okay. So how much will be the range? Hence range R will be V into T, because velocity is horizontal and time taken is given. So this is a situation of horizontal projection of a projectile. So R will be V into T. So R will be under the root of 2G into H minus H into under the root of 2H upon G. Okay. So R will be this G and this G will get cancelled. So R comes out to be root 2 becomes 2 under the root of small h into capital H minus H. This is the value of R. This is the value of R. Okay. No, there is no minus sign in between, Sakshi. It is multiplication. Okay. Note this. Please note. Please note. Because we applied the limit, yes. In the previous question, your limit was from h1 to h2. You apply the limit, you will get the answer. Okay. Because it was root h. So one time when you are putting h1, it is root h1. Then you are subtracting the lower limit, so it became minus of root h2. Okay. Next question. But there was a minus sign outside also. There was a minus sign outside also. IPQ. Question. IPQ. Find value of h. Find value of small h, or find value of small h. Yeah. Find value of small h in terms of capital H, such that range R is maximum. Okay. Basically, question is asking you that what should be the value of small h so that your range becomes maximum in previous question. Nothing. Yes. Yes, Kamath was asking some question. That's why I answered. Now let me tell you, this question which I have just given you, it has nothing to do with fluids. It is a simple question of maxima minima. Okay. Whenever you hear this word maximum or minimum anywhere, whenever you listen this word maximum or minimum anywhere, this should click in your mind. Okay, I can apply maxima minima. Okay. Now what the concept of maxima minima says, wherever the quantity is maximum or minimum, its differentiation will be equal to 0. So for R to be maximum, for R to be maximum, dr by dh is equal to 0. Why we are differentiating with respect to small h? Because small h is variable. Small h is variable. Capital H is fixed. That is the height of liquid in the vessel. So what is changing? It is the placement of hole that is changing, right? Okay. So let us find dr by dh first. So dr by dh is equal to, now you tell me, if r is maximum, if r is maximum, r square will also be maximum, correct? Okay. So at place, or you can say when r will be maximum, r square will also be maximum. Why I am saying so? I'll get rid of a root basically. So r square, let me call it y, is equal to 4 times h into h minus h. Okay. So now we are finding dy by dh. So 4 is anyway constant. D by dh of small h into capital H minus h. Small h into capital H minus h. So dy by dh is equal to, now different 4 is anyway constant, and let me put that as 0 later. So 4 is constant, differentiation of h will be capital H, minus differentiation of h square is 2h, and that should be equal to 0, because wherever the quantity is maximum or minimum, its differentiation will be equal to 0. So basically that gives us capital H minus 2h is equal to 0, and that gives us small h is equal to capital H by 2, and that is what we were trying to find. That is what we were trying to find. So small h is equal to h by 2. So at small h is equal to h by 2, range of liquid will be maximum. This is the answer. This is the answer. Now you note down this and try to understand what I have done. You note down this and try to understand what I have done. Okay. Okay. Noted? Understood? Understood, Sakshi? Yes, no? Okay. Amod. Now listen carefully once again. Just to, give you how to think. This R was dependent on small h and h minus h. So basically it was dependent on multiplication of h minus h with small h, right? So the value of R will depend on how small h is or how much small h is, correct? So if you keep different values of small h, your range will be different, correct? So this question was actually based on that part, that what can be the maximum value of R, provided you are allowed to take any value of small h. But that value obviously can be somewhere between 0 to capital H. Why I am saying so? Because the water in tank is between 0 to H. So if you are putting a hole, that hole should be somewhere between 0 to H. Otherwise, the hole will be out of liquid and there will be no range. Otherwise, the hole will be out of liquid if you are not taking value of small h between 0 to capital H, then the hole will be out of liquid and the question becomes meaningless. Okay. So you have been given the task to put a hole in the tank anywhere such that the range of water which is coming out of tank is maximum. Okay. Okay. So when we solved this question, what we found, that range will be maximum when the height of tap is at the exact midpoint of the height of liquid in the vessel. Okay. Now let us find R max also when we have done this much calculation. So R max will be maximum range. Okay. 2 times under the root of h. Now small h is equal to capital H by 2. I am putting the value of small h in the formula. So 2 into small h is equal to capital H by 2 into capital H minus h by 2. So that gives us R max is equal to 2 into under root of h by 2 into h by 2. So R max comes out to be h. R max comes out to be h. Answer. Please note. Please note. Please note everyone. Noted? Okay. Next question. Question is similar to this, but this time you are not being bothered with this is a small hole. Okay, this height is given as capital H by 3 and the total height of liquid is capital H, and the question is find range of liquid. Find R. Okay, please solve and give me the answers. Okay, pay attention everyone. This height is 2h by 3, right? So V out will be under the root of 2 into G into 2h by 3. Okay, this is equation number 1. This is velocity of liquid coming out of hole. Velocity of liquid coming out of hole. So V out is equal to 2G into 2H by 3. Now next point is time taken by the liquid to reach the ground. Time taken by the liquid to reach the ground. So T will be under the root of 2 into H by 3 upon G, because T is equal to under root of 2H by G. This is equation number 2. This is equation number 2. So range R is equal to Vt, V out you can call it, because earlier we have used symbol of V out. So V out is under the root of 2G into 2H by 3 into 2 upon G into H by 3. So G got cancelled. This 2 and this 2 will become 2 outside. So 2 in the bracket 2H by 3 into H by 3. Okay. So this will be 2 root 2 H by 3. This is the answer. This is the answer. Okay. Please note. Please note. All right. Any doubt, any question? Okay. Now using the same concept of Bernoulli's equation or Bernoulli's theorem, we can explain the swing of ball. Okay. So let us talk about that also. And then swing of ball. All right. So suppose this is a ball. Yeah. So this is a ball. I want to make a bigger one. Yeah, that's fine. Pay attention, everyone. So this is a ball which is thrown with velocity v naught. Okay. And you are watching the top view. You are watching the top view of the ball. Okay. So this is a ball which is going with velocity v naught. And while the swinger or the bowler, he was throwing the ball with v naught, he gave a little twist. He gave a little twist of omega. Okay. So we are considering 2 points. One point is A and one point is B. So these are the 2 points A and B at the same horizontal level. Okay. For the ball. Radius of the ball is obviously R. Radius of the ball is R. Now listen carefully. What will be the velocity of point B? So VB will be V naught plus R omega. Okay. V naught due to its own velocity and R omega due to rotation. So for point B, the velocity will be V naught plus R omega. Okay. For point A, velocity will be, now try to understand, due to transition, it was V naught, and due to rotation it is R omega, which is in opposite direction. So VA is nothing but V naught minus R omega. Okay. A and B, as I told you, let me write in words. In the given situation, a ball of radius r is thrown with translational velocity v naught, and omega is the rotational velocity given. Omega is the rotational velocity given at the time of throw. I am using word throw here. Okay. So velocities of point A and B, velocities of points A and B which are at same horizontal level, okay. So VA is equal to V naught minus R omega, and VB is equal to V naught plus R omega. Okay. V naught is due to translation and R omega is due to rotation. At point B, V naught and R omega are in same direction, so we are adding them. At point A, V naught is in front and R omega is in opposite, so we are subtracting them. Okay. Now listen carefully. What I am going to do now, I am going to apply Bernoulli's equation between point A and B. So by Bernoulli's equation, between point A and B. Okay. So what I am going to write, PA plus half rho VA square plus rho GHA is equal to PB plus half rho VB square plus rho GHB. Okay. Now, as I told you earlier that point A and B are at same horizontal level. Yes or no? Yes. So, as these points are at same horizontal level, rho GHA and rho GHB will be cancelling each other. Rho GHA and rho GHB will be cancelling each other, right? Now, PA plus half rho. Now, VA is how much? V naught minus R omega whole square is equal to PB plus half rho. What is VB? VB is V naught plus R omega whole square. Correct. So what I am going to do in next step is I am going to take PB on other side. So this will become PA minus PB, and that will be equal to half into rho, and this will be V naught plus R omega whole square minus V naught minus R omega whole square. Okay. I'll get back to your question, Aditya. So PA minus PB is delta P is equal to PA minus PB is equal to half rho. This is V naught square plus R square omega square plus 2 V naught R omega minus V naught square minus R square omega square plus 2 V naught R omega. This got cancelled. This got cancelled. So delta P is equal to PA minus PB, and that will be rho into 2 into V naught R omega. Okay. So this is the answer. So basically what you can see is that at the time of throw, if the bowler gives a little bit of omega on one side, that creates a scope for pressure difference to be created. Okay. And as pressure difference is being created, listen very carefully, there will be extra pressure on one side, which is on actually A side here, and lower pressure on B side. So there is a pressure difference between point A and B, and due to that the ball will swing. The ball will swing, and ball will swing in which direction? From A to B. So let me show you that the ball will swing like this. Okay, the ball will swing like this because pressure at A side is more and pressure at B side is less. So that will cause the swing of the ball. That will cause the swing of the ball. Now, Aditya, your question is saying, isn't Bernoulli's equation applicable only for liquids? You forgot one thing. Yesterday we solved one question in which wind was blowing and roof was gone. Remember? That was for the wind. So basically, Bernoulli's theorem is applicable for fluids. Bernoulli's theorem is applicable for fluids. I told you yesterday that planes are lifted using the process. Planes are lifted using the process, and that effect is called Magnus effect. This effect is also called Magnus effect. Okay? Understood, everyone? So the swing is created due to this feature. Okay, everyone? Please note, and we'll be studying further in the next class, which is tomorrow. Okay, please note everyone. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.